welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's having a fantabulous day full of fantabulous things. And as always, and for today's video, first and foremost, let's talk. I know I was gone all week. I knew I was. I apologize. I don't like that I was gone all week from YouTube. I'm sorry. I had a lot of family come into town, and on top of that, I finally got to talk. I say finally because we've been working on it for a while. I have a friend that lives in London, England, and I have not talked to her in months, and we were finally able to talk. So while my family is here, they understood, so I was able to talk to her. And when we talk for hours because we catch up. We catch up on life. So anyway, I do apologize that I did not put anything out on here. I did, however, and I was, I did really lack in small content as well, TikToks and things like that. There are some out there, by the way, and I did manage to get out a few, and I'll put the links down below. I do put out YouTube Shorts, I do put out TikToks and Instagram Reels, and I'll put those in the below. But yeah, I apologize. I apologize. I had a fun week though, and I hope everybody else had a fun week. But let's get to today's video. And by the way, I was starting to film this video, and then I went back and looked at the recording and the mic, y'all. The mic, I don't know what happened. I think it unplugged, so it kind of went in and out. So I didn't use that recording because honestly, I like to put out clean content for you guys. I like to put out good content. So I didn't put that out, and I do apologize. So I'm going to do the video that I was going to do then. Once upon a time, I was streaming last week. And I think was it Tuesday or Thursday? I can't remember. By the way, I do stream on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 Central Time. I'll put the link down below. We had a lot of fun over there. I do play Call of Duty Warzone a lot more now, even though it's not quite where it was well, that was a few years ago. I play that mainly now though, because it's still better than Vanguard. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest. It's still better than Vanguard. So I've kind of slowed down on Vanguard. So I've started to play that over there. So I play about that once a week, and then usually Thursday's my wild card. I'll pick a game that I maybe want to play or been wanting to play for a while, and just play it for you guys. So come over there, hang out. Last week we tried the new Diablo multiplayer, free multiplayer, and that was fun. And get ready for a video for that to come on here real soon, because I loved it, and I will definitely be streaming it sometime soon again. It is a lot of fun. They did a fantastic job on that game. But anyway, and it's very clean. It's very clean. It's very good. For someone who is a fan of Diablo for a long time, this was a very good, a lot of fun. And you get to experience it with friends. It is so much fun. It was so much fun. And by the way, if you do not have a PC, you can do it on mobile, because it is also on mobile. It's on mobile and PC. So I highly recommend it. Go and check it out. But anyway, I was streaming, I think it was Tuesday, and for those of you who have not watched the video, which I thank you guys, it's become one of my bigger videos, and I thank you guys so much. It was my hot take on the new Star Wars Legos, and in that video I mentioned about maybe doing, I don't think it was more of a review, it was more of a my hot take. I guess we're going to start calling these my hot take instead of review, because that's mainly what it is. I'm not necessarily reviewing, but I'm giving my opinion, my hot take on them. And I mentioned in that video about doing one maybe on PlayStation, the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X or something like that, kind of switching in and out, and maybe comparing them, or maybe doing individual videos about them. And they asked me on the chat over there if I was going to do that video anytime soon. And again, because like I was with the Star Wars Legos, I know I'm late. So I was a little afraid to put that one out, and I'm a little skeptical about putting this out here. But I have owned both for about a year. I've owned the Xbox for over a year, and I've owned the PlayStation for about a year now. I have my opinions on them. I've decided to do individual videos on them. So the Xbox Series X will be a separate video. Today we're spotlighting the PlayStation 5. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have a lot of opinions. This one in particular, I have a lot of opinions on, more than I do the Xbox. And here's why. Because I have primarily all my life been a PlayStation player up until recently. The Xbox has always been a secondary, right, for overflow. Yeah, I have my opinions. I have a lot of opinions. And you could not tell by this title of this video, the thumbnail, a lot of them are cons. And I will explain why I think it is the way it is as well. I don't think it's a total loss, but yeah. Let's just say, spoiler alert ahead of time, I will wait for the PlayStation 5 Pro that is coming out next year. And I have a theory why they're coming out with that one so soon. But anyway, and by the way, I'm warning ahead of time, I will switch up names. I know I will through the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. I'm going to switch up. And PlayStation 5 Pro, they're just so long. They're so long. I'm going to mess up anyway. I promise you, I guarantee you, I probably will mess up. So I do apologize in advance. But anyway, let's get right down to it. Let's just jump right in. So for those of you who do not know, the PlayStation 5 Pro was announced not too long after the Xbox Series X was announced at the Game Awards in 2019. Now, and that was a surprise. No one expected. And I will say this. I don't think PlayStation expected it either. Yeah, I don't think they did. I think they did not expect it. And I will get into that later. But I don't think they expected it. And I think that's one reason why they drug out. There was always rumored that they were going to, after that, announce the PlayStation. And I think that's why it took them so long, because they were not prepared to announce the PlayStation. If you think about it, it was quite a bit of time in between the two. There was quite a bit of time. So yeah, it's very interesting. So let's just jump into the cons, and we're going to do the cons first and the pros, because honestly, then the pros, because honestly, there's more cons than pros. Now, let's talk about the first con. The first con is the background. Now, the background is really pretty on here. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But for those of you who, like me, love to change and buy themes, or if you pre-order the game, you would be able to get themes sometimes to put on your opening screen for your PlayStation 4. Yeah, they did not add that over here. They did not. They do not have that over here, not that I know of. Now, unless they've changed that of late, they have not. You cannot. So all of your themes will not transfer over. That's a con to me, because I had a Doctor Who one that I loved. I loved that Doctor Who one. It was so interactive. Every time you would move to different things, it would be so interactive. I miss that thing. I really do miss that thing.
But number one is this. What in the name of sanity have you got on your head?
It's a fez. I wear a fez now. Fezzes are cool. Oh!
Anyway, the background's not bad though. It's very pretty. The thing that comes to mind when I think of the PlayStation 5 is class. It's very classy. The way it's designed is actually a really pretty console. It is. We'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, that is a con. That is a big con right there for me. That is one of the cons for there. You cannot change your background. So the money that you spent on backgrounds, or earned, yeah, you cannot transfer that over to here. I think I also had I'm a huge Grizzly fan, if you guys didn't know that. I'm a huge Memphis Grizzly fan. One of them was Memphis Grizzlies as well. I think I had like a Harry Potter one at one point. I had a lot of them. So yeah, it's very, I think I even had a Red Dead Redemption one at one point. It was a Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, all those are gone. I can't use any of them. I can't use any of them. They do not, you cannot change your background. So anyway, that is one con. The other con, and this is probably one of the bigger cons, is that, look, when PlayStation 5 was announced, they promised us that it was going to be backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 games. That is a half truth. It is not backwards compatible as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion. Some work. If you have a digital version of a PlayStation 4 game, it's going to work fine. If you have a disc version of a PlayStation 4 game, be prepared to be met with errors, download errors. Yeah, I have hit so many errors. Now, look, there was a small list of games that they said they would not be compatible, backwards compatible. Yeah, all the ones I have tried are on the list of backwards compatible. And one of them being the 2019 Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I love that one. That was the last good Call of Duty. And yeah, that one's not, I have tried everything PlayStation. I have done everything you have said to do, and it still does not work. And I have Googled, I have sent you guys stuff. I can't get it to work. I can't get it to work. And I can't get other games to work. Not unless my digital ones work. The ones that transfer, by the way, you can transfer over everything onto your, that was on your PlayStation 4 onto your PlayStation 5. I almost messed up there. I almost switched it to back on myself. But anyway, you can switch, you can transfer all of it over, but we'll get into that in a minute. That's a whole nother thing too. But yeah, the digital ones that did transfer over, they work fine. My disc version ones that transfer over, like the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it does not work. It does not work, and that's not the only one that doesn't work. There is a lot of other ones that don't work. And they say that they work, but they don't. So just be prepared to be met with errors if you are using a disc version. Now, I don't know how it is with the digital version of the PlayStation 5. It might be different. You may not have as much problems with that one, but with this disc version that I'm looking at now right here, yeah, you will have a hard time. So that is one con. That is another con. The other con, let's get into the transferring. And this has to do with memory. PlayStation. I'm talking to you right now. Why on earth did you give us the memory that you did? I don't care. Okay? I don't care if you were pushed for time, which this console feels like that they were very pushed for time and they were just trying to get something out. We'll get into that in a minute. But I don't care. We are in when this came out, it was 2021. Or was it 2020? I think it was 2020. Yeah, that's right. I didn't get mine until 2021. So there you go. But I wasn't able to get my hands on it until then. We'll get into that in a minute too. We are in the age of open world games. If I were to put God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, and several of your other open world games, I would be only able to fit about 4 on there. That is a big problem. Now, I'm able to fit about roughly 5 games, 5 or 6 games, give or take. Right now it's 5 because I have Ghost of Tsushima on there. So you see, I'm down 1 game. And yeah, it's on my Xbox before I got the external hard drive, I was able to fit about 10 games on there. I can fit more now because I have external hard drive, which, by the way, that's a con too. PlayStation has finally come out with an external hard drive, but they have not come out. But I've heard that one doesn't work very well either. It's not really external hard drive compatible. So if you think, all right, well, I'll just get an external hard drive, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get an external hard drive for the PlayStation 5. So yeah, back to transferring things over. When you transfer it, and this really gets me, this really gets me, because I worked hard on some of these games to get to where I was. The games that transfer over because of the memory size that you have on the PlayStation 5, yeah, I lost a lot of progress on these games because the memory could not hold all the progress. Yeah. So if that's not, if that doesn't make you want to wait for the PlayStation 5 Pro, I don't know what does. That bothered me. There are some games that I worked hard on to get to the level that I was on, and they are gone. They are absolutely gone, and I've had to start from zero. In fact, some of those games I've transferred over to Xbox because, by the way, everything that I transferred from my Xbox One to my Xbox Series X works great. It works really good, and even when I download from their cloud, download back on, guess what? All my save progress is there. So, PlayStation, yeah, you have some explaining to do about that. So, yeah, that is one con there. Another con. The other con, and this is even a bigger issue to me, bigger than that. Yeah, if you are a content creator like me, maybe you specialize in doing PlayStation exclusives. I know I follow some on YouTube and on Twitch that do. Yeah, they're all playing from PlayStation 4. And here is why. Because the PlayStation 5 does not let you make content with it. Yep. That is, if I'm a Stream Deck today, that would be a wah 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 wah. Yeah, it's not. I do not know. I can't even speak. I do not know why. They made it like this. Why did you do that? For those of you who do not know, particularly if you're going through a PC. Now, let me say this first and foremost. Let me stop y'all. If you want to spend extra money to get to work, you can. Like I run things through a capture card when I do play on console. Now look, I do play on PC as well. I play on everything. I play mobile. I do everything. I'm a gamer girl all over. So I love everything gaming. So I play on everything. And when I do want to play on that, of course, you go through a capture card. What it's going to do is it's not going to capture the sound because I gotta be able to hear the game volume. Either you're going to hear the game volume or I'm going to hear the game volume. There is no way that both of us can hear the game volume. They have removed the setting of what we call headphones and TV. That's when it goes output to both my headphones and stream or YouTube video. If we were playing one right now, you would not be able to hear it because I was hearing it. Or I would not be able to hear it because you guys were hearing it. And yeah, I do not know why they did that. I have my theories on why they did that, but that really bugs me right there. That is a game changer for me. My Xbox Series X, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, has become my main console one as far as if I want to play a game on console. It has become my main one because I can stream and make content with it. I cannot with the one I'm looking down right here right now, my PlayStation 5. I cannot. That bothers me so much. I don't know what bothers me most, the memory or that one. I do not know. I do not know. So, That is the biggest con to me. Now, if you are not a content creator and maybe you're on the budget and you want to get the PlayStation 5, cool with me. And here's why I say budget, because I believe that this one will probably, the one I'm looking at right here, will probably be half price once the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out. Now, I do have my theories about that. I'll talk to you about them in a minute. Now, here are some of the pros. First and foremost, of course, the exclusives. The exclusive games are good. Now, they are going to come out with some on PC. They're going to start coming out with some of them on PC, and I think it's about high time they did that. I don't know why it took them so long to do that. Probably, well, I know why. They want you to buy a PlayStation to play them. I get that. They are going to start doing that. So they're PlayStation exclusives. You might be able to play some of them, but if you want to play them, you'll have to get a PlayStation. And they are, I love the PlayStation's exclusives. I have said this once and I will say again. I have about 5 games that I say that really got me into gaming. The one probably out of the 5 that got me into gaming is let me know in the comments below if you let me go into details with that someday. Let me know in the comments below. I can go into detail about those games. Let me know in the comments below. But the one out of the 5 that really got me into gaming, and I always view gaming as a hobby. But when I played Uncharted 2, that's when I fell in love with gaming. That game changed my world. That made me fall in love with gaming. That game made me fall in love with gaming. That is a fantastic game to this day. I love the Uncharted series, and I wish I could put some content out here for you guys about those games and playing them in Let's Play and Share Secrets, but I cannot because this PlayStation 5 does not let me, and I do not have my PlayStation 4 anymore. So, yeah, no content on that for a while. But yeah, that is one pro. The other pro, and probably the biggest pro, and I'm very impressed by this, is the PlayStation 5 controller. If you have not seen it, go and see the trailer. It promised you a lot with the controller. They did do an individual trailer for the controller, and everything that it says is true. It is very responsive. If it is raining, you feel the rain. It fits very well in your hands. It is probably one of the most advanced controllers I've ever played with. It is a very, very good controller, and I'm very impressed with it. In fact, probably all their work went into that controller because it is a fantastic controller, and I don't know if they can improve on it or not with the PlayStation 5 Pro. I don't know. The controller is fantastic. They did a fantastic job with that controller. So that is probably the biggest pro going for this PlayStation 5. Now, here's my theory. This is my theory of what happened. PlayStation was not ready to come out with the PlayStation 5. And why on earth would they be? Because the PlayStation 4 was fantastic. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, selling consoles of all time. There was no need for them to rush. The PlayStation 4 was doing fine. It was doing fine. But when Xbox announced their Xbox Series X at the Game Awards in 2019, that made, I believe, PlayStation go into hyperdrive. And they thought, we gotta hurry up and get something out to compete. Because people were getting excited about it. That's why what I said at the beginning, it did not get announced for a long time. It was rumored, and we all knew it was coming. But it didn't get announced for a while because I don't think they were ready. They were not ready to announce it. They were not. And why would they be? Because like I said, the PlayStation 4 was doing well. Now, here's my theory, which is why this console, by the way, feels halfway done. Everything on this console feels halfway done. Is it a fun console? To an extent. I mean, particularly if you just like, if you're just so loyal to PlayStation, which I really have been up till this point. And I'm still hanging in there. Barely, but I'm hanging in there. It's not a total loss, this one. Before I say anything, it's not a total loss. There are some things cool about it, but there's not much. It feels halfway done. This one, this PlayStation 5 Pro, now I remember when they announced it, we all thought, and all the people around the world all shouted, all the gaming news stuff, why on earth are they coming out with it? One of my favorites is What Culture, and I remember they did a What Culture Gaming, and I remember they did a video on why on earth are they coming out with this so soon. I can answer that question for you. Because the PlayStation 5 Pro is the console that we were meant to have. This one right down here, this one's a filler. This was one that they could put out to compete with the other one that's right down here with the Xbox Series X. I almost said PlayStation Pro. I did not. It was out just to purely compete with the Xbox that was coming out. It is purely out there. Now again, I'm going by mine down here. I don't know how the digital version is. I've heard they've had problems as well, but I don't know. I don't own the digital version. Put in the comments below what your experience is with the digital one. But anyway, so this PlayStation 5 Pro that's going to come out, why are they coming out with it so soon? Because it is the one that we were meant to get. This is the one that is going to have all the features working, and it's going to have more features in them some. I predict that it's going to have more memory. I predict that, now I will say this does go into PlayStation's favor. The graphics are gorgeous. The graphics are gorgeous. They do promise gorgeous graphics, and they do achieve that. But they also achieve it in the Xbox as well. But they do achieve that, and it is pretty. Everything that they promised on that one, and everything that I'm sure they're going to add more to it, everything that they promised is going to work right on this PlayStation 5 Pro. This is the one that we were meant to have, not this one right down here. This one's not the one that we meant to have. This one was a filler. This one's a filler. So for those of us, like me, who bought this about a year ago now, I got it around this time, in my opinion, I wasted my money. Yeah, no. Maybe it's because I'm coming from one who's been primarily a PlayStation player her whole life, and also because I am a content creator now. It's been a dream of mine, and I'm starting to make content. And yeah, it really bugs me that I can't make content with it. I can't. And it bugs me. I'm sure I'm predicting that they'll put that TV and headphones thing in this new one. Now, here's another theory. Maybe they didn't put all the features in here to work because they want you to buy that one because they knew that this one was a filler, and they all thought, well, once this one announces this one's going to work perfectly, they're going to want to trade this one in and get this one that's going to cost maybe about $100 more. So I don't know how it works. I don't know their thought process behind it. All I know is that this one's halfway done. Down here, I feel like it's halfway done. And I feel like that PlayStation just put something out to be putting something out. This PlayStation Pro is going to be the one that we were meant to have. And that this one down here, when that PlayStation Pro comes out, if it has everything I want, which I predict it's going to have, This one that I got over a year ago will be, that's going to be, okay, so it's coming out next year, so it will be almost barely 2 years old. Barely 2 years old, this one, right down here. I will be trading that one in for that one, if it has everything in it, because content-wise, I'll be able to put out content for you guys. It's going to work. Backwards compatibility is going to work. They are coming out with that new streaming series, so even if you don't, it's going to have backwards compatibility no matter what, because that thing is going to be on fire. Their new subscription service. It's going to have everything you ever wanted. Every PlayStation game that you can think of, it's going to practically have it in there. It's going, if you buy there's 3 packages that you can get, and if you buy the ultimate one, you get about 800 games. So, now, that's another thing. If you're going to wait for the PlayStation 5 Pro, I will wait on getting that, because I'm sure it's going to work even better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. I am guessing. But, also, for those of you who think, well, why on earth would I even go get a PlayStation 5 Pro? Because my PlayStation 4 is doing well. Well, for those of you who do not know, they're going to start catering to the PlayStation 4. We all knew this was coming. You guys had to know that this was coming. They're going to stop catering to the PlayStation 4 in 2 years. It's going to be about 2 years. They're going to stop catering to them. And that is very obvious why. Because first and foremost, I would say graphic-wise, I would say sometimes that holds studios back. And it probably holds the PlayStation studios back as well. So, yeah, they will be gone graphically wise. So, I'm sure that that is why they're going to ditch it. That's why they're going to ditch it in 2 years' time. So, for those of you who are on a budget, though, and you think, well, I can't cough up about $500 for for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Well, guess what? This PlayStation I have right down here, if you don't mind all the little kinks, because I'm sure they'll continue to come out with hot fixes. If you don't mind it, you can get probably that one for half price when the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out. So, that's just my, I don't know. I guess I'm going to start calling these hot takes. I don't know if this is necessarily a review. This is just me kind of sharing my opinions and my experiences. with it. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna call this hot takes. This is my hot take on it. And again, I'm disappointed because honestly, PlayStation has been primarily my main console since the beginning. Now I did when the Xbox, the very first, the big black one came out, that actually was my first console to ever buy. But when I got it a year later, the new ones came out. So I was late on that. And I had PlayStation 3. Now I know the PlayStation 3 wasn't as good as the Xbox 360. But I played a lot on the PlayStation 3. And then the PlayStation 4, oh my goodness. I mean, what is there not to love about the PlayStation 4? That thing was a masterpiece. And they did very well in it, which is why I find it sad that they give us something like this. This PlayStation 5 that I'm looking down right here at right now. So yeah, it's very disappointing. The Xbox has definitely now become my main console if I'm wanting to play a console game. And I've also, I do a lot of PC gaming too now because it's all compensating for the PlayStation. Yeah. So anyway, that is my hot take, I guess, on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Maybe you have a different opinion. Put it in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion. And if yours works better than mine, well, then maybe it's just a consistency issue. I don't know. And let me know your experience, like I said, down below, if you have a digital version. Let me know in the comments below. And let me know also in the comments below if you would like. I'm going to do one on the Xbox Series X real soon. But let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do it on something else. Maybe a piece of hardware. Maybe on this mic. Maybe on the Stream Deck. Or maybe on the gaming series. Maybe you'd like to see me do a hot take on on Call of Duty COD. Maybe you like to see that, or maybe on another gaming series, or maybe on the game that's coming out. If you like to know my hot take on them, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I think that's just it. I'm just disappointed in it. Honestly, I'm just disappointed on it, and I will be getting, if it has everything, which I'm guessing the PlayStation 5 Pro will have everything that we could ever want. But anyway, let me know in the comments below, like I said, your thoughts on this. But anyway, please like, comment, like I said, and subscribe. You do not have to, but I would love for you to. And I will see you in the next video, well, that you see me in. Goodbye. Goodbye.